So I got to tell you a funny story. During COVID, when we had nothing else to do, I forced Valerie, my business manager, to start interviewing our past clients about what they liked and disliked about real estate. I think she hated me for doing it. But I got to tell you, we learned a really valuable lesson. And that is that real estate is backwards. And we learned it from our clients, and it was such a cool lesson. And we've actually built a trademarked business strategy called verified listings around the feedback that our past clients gave us. So let me kind of unpack this for you. Here's what happens in a real estate transaction. We list your home, then we garner feedback, then we secure an offer, we negotiate to some extent, and then we start learning about your home with an appraisal, with a building inspection, with all these kinds of things that will dictate whether we get across the finish line or not. And as we talked to consumers, they said, you know what, I had a lot of anxiety around, we sold the house and then we had a building inspection and then things fell apart. We had no idea about X, Y, Z, or gosh, the appraisal didn't come in where we expected it to, or, gosh, we got feedback about the condition of the house and we wish we had known that was people's perception. I mean, we can't smell the dog, we live with the dog. And so I went about designing this idea called verified listings. And so what I've done is I've packaged all the things that buyers do post-conditional sale, and we do it before we go to market. So now we come to market with this listing that has had a building inspection done, that has had a third-party appraisal done, that has been professionally cleaned. We do a floor plan of the home, not just pictures and virtual tours and stuff, but a floor plan. You know why? Do you know how many people take you out of your home during dinner hour, walk in the front door and say, oh my goodness, the feng shui is wrong. Oh, I didn't realize the master bedroom is in the front of the house next to the streetlight. Let's avoid false positives. Let's get the right people in your home, get them well informed prior to their visit. And what I'm doing is I'm increasing the qualification of the buyer that walks through the door and increasing the probability of getting us across the finish line with a great offer, with fewer conditions, and less of this kind of anxiety. From a buyer's standpoint, you know what you're buying, right? There's not these surprises and this post-building inspection confusion and things. So it's a different way to do business. And what we've found is that when I spend that money and invest that money on the front end, we've got a much more marketable product, and we're dramatically outstripping the market in terms of list to sell price ratio, time on market, all the things that matter, and the number of homes that we sell relative to the number that we take. I mean, most years we run 100%, not always, but we run a third better than the average outcome of whether your home's gonna sell or not. And it's largely due to us knowing what it is that we're selling. So we've got a complete package. And then what we do is we package it all together. We put it on MLS, the age of everything in the home. You've got all the utility bills. Why is real estate not practiced this way? If you think about buying a car, you have this great spec sheet. You guys know I love cars here. I'm talking about cars again. I'm in the wrong business. We all know it. But you've got a spec sheet on your car. You know what the gas mileage is. You know what the cargo space is. You know what kind of engine it is. Why do we buy real estate in a vacuum? And once we've offered and made a decision about how much we'll pay and when we'll close, then we learn about the house. Who's that good for? I'm not sure it's good for anyone. And so I'm just an advocate for transparency. And that's what we built with verified listings. Now it's trademarked. You're welcome to take the idea, but not the name, please.